for the legendary coach and co-founder of the Bengals. Here's a good look at Paul Brown Stadium on the riverfront in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And Sharp calls it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On play action, Lawrence. The connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
DJ Chark, a Pro Bowler and a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019, saw his numbers dip a bit last year as the Jaguars cycled through some quarterbacks. He's happy to have Trevor Lawrence in town and accepts the pass from him there.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
On 3rd down, Lawrence is going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they go play action now. Burrow staying on his feet, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Devon Hamilton The defensive tackle getting in there for a loss of 5. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll set up to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Joe Burrow in year number 2, moving around pretty good considering the seriousness of his injury last year. If you're a defensive coordinator here, what are you trying to do to slow Joe Burrow down?
I think you want him to be in rhythm. I think you want him to be on time. And normally you want to take that away from a quarterback, make him hold it a little bit longer. But when he has a chance to maneuver around the pocket, sometimes get out of it, big plays result. I want him throwing the ball on time and then tackling the receivers so there's no extra yardage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
57, Mike, 57. 57 is the Mike, right? 57. Rip left.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. 50 seconds to Mike.
Now Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Jordan Matthews, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were a little batted away.
They go play action with Lawrence. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun to give to Mixon. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Now Burrow on 1st down. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big play there on the catch and run. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Devon Hamilton coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Burrow will throw. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. T. Higgins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On second down, a run with Etienne. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 23. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Escaping the pressure right.
There's the rookie from LSU. It's Jamar Chase.
And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Throwing again on second and 10. Burrow forced out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Once again, they run with Mixon. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Play action. It's Burrow. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They go play action now. Lawrence looking downfield for Jones. And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's 3rd down. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game.
He's got a man, complete. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. after the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. To throw on 2nd and 6. Lawrence. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is taken at the 23. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Mixon. A solid stiff arm. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 54 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Able to avoid him at the 40. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
44 to Mike, 44 to Mike. Check, check. 12, 12, 12.
They'll give it to Mixon. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A loss of 2 there. Second down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Flushed out right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
11, MT, paint. 11, MT, paint. Tighten up. Let's go, D, tighten up. 57 to Mike. 11. You ready. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Burrow looking to pass. And it'll be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting negative.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Here's a toss coming right. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And it's not over yet as they're back within 2 scores. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
11 MT.
Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 112 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
11.
Here's a give to Mixon. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. A handoff to Mixon, and here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
11 Thomas.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On second down, here's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
Here we go. Ready? 57 to Mike. I got one. 57 to Mike.
Burrow on play action. He completes it to Boyd. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 16. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
On first down, Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Now Burrow loses the football. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Jordan Matthews with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bengals look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Here's Lawrence. And that is incomplete. It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. Man open, here is Jones. And out across midfield down to the 45. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Lawrence will throw. And this one is incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. At this point, down big. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Play action. It's Lawrence. Rolling to it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Trey Hendrickson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking end zone for Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. He'll fire a desperation throw for the end zone. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the 2. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off, as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Here we go. Ready? Legs high.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Bengals, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.